the $10,000 a month retirement spending trap that no one warns you about. In today's video, we'll be revealing the dangerous $10,000 a month retirement spending trap that destroys financial security for retirees who don't understand the savings requirements behind this lifestyle. Through working with hundreds of clients who fell into the spending trap, we've discovered most people assume they can spend $10,000 per month in retirement without understanding they need $3 million in savings, plus additional income sources to make this sustainable. That's exactly why we're making this video, to expose the $10,000 monthly spending trap, to show the real financial requirements behind this lifestyle, and to reveal how people destroy their retirement security by spending without a proper foundation. Let's get right into it. So, what are the actual financial requirements to safely sustain $10,000 in monthly retirement, especially when considering the significant impact of taxes? The numbers are often far larger than people expect for their net spending needs. Let's consider our case study. You have John and Sarah Johnson. They are aged 62 and 60, respectively, nearing retirement here in Massachusetts, and believe they'll need roughly $10,000 per month to maintain their desired lifestyle. That's $120,000 per year. Now, if you're primarily withdrawing from tax-deferred assets like traditional 401ks, IRAs, that $120,000 will be considered taxable income. Depending on their other income deductions and filing status, a significant portion could go to federal and state income taxes. So for illustrative purposes, let's assume their effective combined federal and state tax rate on that 120,000 could be around 15 to 20% after various deductions and credits. That means they could lose 18 to 24,000 of that $120,000 to taxes, leaving them with only 96 to 102,000 in net spending power. So if the Johnsons actually need 10,000 per month to live their desired lifestyle, their gross withdrawals would need to be much higher to cover taxes first. To net 120,000 after a 15 to 20% effective tax rate, they'd actually need to withdraw closer to 141,000, 150,000 annually from their portfolio. Now, if we apply the generic 4% withdrawal rule to that gross amount needed, using that 141,000 annually, they would need a staggering 3.5 million in retirement savings. That's just to support the income their portfolio needs to generate before considering other income sources. And here's a critical point most people overlook. This 3.5 million plus assumption, it typically assumes you already have additional stable income sources, such as Social Security, maybe a pension, covering a portion of your living expenses. Without those additional income streams, the amount you need from your portfolio alone would skyrocket, often requiring far more than $3.5 million to safely sustain $10,000 in monthly spend without depleting your nest egg prematurely. Most people drastically underestimate the true savings required for these kind of high spending retirement lifestyles, especially once taxes are factored in. This is where understanding your portfolio income needs becomes absolutely essential. It's not just about a raw savings number, but what that number needs to produce for your specific net lifestyle needs after taxes. This fundamental misunderstanding leads to retirement plans that sadly are mathematically destined to fail within the first few years. If you need help understanding your portfolio income needs number, click on the link in the description below and fill out the questionnaire. Now, understanding the initial savings requirements is shocking, but the income source trap creates even more dangerous assumptions. How do inadequate income sources make 10,000 in monthly spending financially impossible for many? The reality is most retirees today don't have generous defined benefit pensions. They rely primarily on Social Security, supplemented by their withdrawal from their personal retirement savings. So let's return to John and Sarah Johnson. They plan to claim Social Security early at age 62. For a healthy couple claiming early, their combined Social Security income might be, for example, around $3,500 per month or approximately $42,000 annually. Remember, the Johnsons believe they need $120,000 gross annually. If 42,000 is covered by Social Security, that leaves a massive 78,000 that must come directly from their tax-deferred savings just to meet their gross spending target. And as we just learned, to net 10,000 a month, they may need to withdraw closer to 141,000. If so, then 141,000 gross minus 42,000 from Social Security still leaves 99,000 that needs to be pulled from their savings each year. The Johnsons currently have 1.8 million saved. If they need to pull out $99,000 annually, that's almost a 5.5% withdrawal rate. Now, while 5.5 is better than 10%, it's still significantly higher than the widely accepted 4% rule, safe withdrawal rate, especially if they are relying solely on this for all income beyond Social Security. We frequently see individuals with $500 to $1 million attempting to maintain a $10,000 monthly spending goal, creating an even more mathematical certainty of failure due to extremely high withdrawal rates. Why does this income source gap destroy retirement security for high spenders? Because insufficient income sources force them into dangerously high withdrawal rates. Again, if you only have, say, 1.8 million saved and need to pull out 99,000 annually, that's nearly a 5.5% withdrawal rate. These excessive withdrawal rates are unsustainable, and people end up burning through their hard-earned savings at an alarming pace, desperately trying to maintain unsustainable spending levels, only to face dramatically reduced lifestyle later in their retirement years. This problem is compounded by what we call the retirement spending smile. This concept illustrates that spending is often highest in retirement. As people travel and pursue new hobbies, it then tends to dip in the middle years as pace of life slows, but often rises again significantly in later retirement, primarily due to escalating healthcare costs. If you're pulling a high, unsustainable percentage from your portfolio in the early smile years, you're depleting your funds precisely when you might need them most for longevity and for unforeseen health expenses down the road. Income source problems are severe, but the healthcare cost explosion makes 10,000 a month spending even more unrealistic. How do healthcare costs destroy the sustainability of $10,000 monthly retirement spending plan? Healthcare is undoubtedly one of the largest and most unpredictable costs for many retirees and is consistently underestimated in planning. You need to think far beyond just basic Medicare premiums. You'll need to factor in additional insurance like Medigap or Medicare Advantage plans, prescription drug coverage, and a significant reserve for unexpected medical needs, deductibles, copays. For a couple like John and Sarah, even with Medicare, these costs can easily consume 1,000 to 2,000 monthly out-of-pocket expenses. For more complex health situations, or if you retire before Medicare eligibility, those figures can easily climb to 3,000 or more monthly. Why do healthcare cost increase make 10,000 a month spending plans unsustainable over the long term? Because medical inflation typically exceeds general inflation, meaning your healthcare expenses will likely grow faster than other costs, putting increasing pressure on your budget. A healthy 65-year-old couple could see healthcare costs rise by nearly 6% annually. That means what costs $10,000 today could cost $18,000 to $20,000 just a decade later. Furthermore, the specter of long-term care needs is a major concern. Assisted living facilities or in-home care can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 or even more monthly. Numbers that can completely decimate even well-funded spending plans if not proactively addressed. Medicare, as many discover, doesn't cover all these costs, leaving significant out-of-pocket expenses. Ultimately, healthcare emergencies can force retirees into agonizing choices between critical medical care and maintaining any semblance of their desired spending. Now that you understand these spending trap dangers, fill out the questionnaire in the description, and we'll send you a video analyzing your specific situation and show you how to optimize your retirement plan as a whole. How does lifestyle inflation lock retirees into unsustainable 10,000 monthly spending patterns? People often assume they can maintain their pre-retirement lifestyle without truly considering the significant reduction in income and the change in financial dynamics that retirement brings. For a couple like John and Sarah, who are accustomed to high-end dining, frequent travel, and perhaps a new car every few years from their working years, income of, say, $200,000 annually, their housing, travel, and entertainment expenses don't automatically adjust for retirement reality. In fact, for many, the initial period of retirement sees a spike in spending as they fulfill long-held dreams, those first big trips they promised themselves. Social pressure, keeping up with the peers, and sheer habit make it incredibly difficult to reduce spending once retirement begins. This creates a psychological trap where people continue spending beyond their means, often dipping into their principal far too early. Why does the lifestyle inflation trap prevent people from making necessary spending adjustments? Often it's because people view spending reduction as a sign of failure rather than smart, adaptive financial management. They assume they deserve high spending after decades of work and saving, making it emotionally challenging to pull back. They fail to understand that retirement isn't just about accumulating a number, it requires fundamentally different spending strategies than your working years. This fixed mindset prevents the flexibility needed to make retirement savings last through unpredictable markets and rising costs. For the Johnsons, realizing their current lifestyle will likely require more than $10,000 a month could be a significant hurdle. Okay, now that you understand all these spending traps, let's make sure you can create a realistic retirement spending strategy. How do you create sustainable retirement spending strategies that avoid the 10,000 monthly trap? It starts by diligently calculating your actual guaranteed income sources, like Social Security, pensions, and then determining realistic, sustainable withdrawal rates from your personal savings. This involves understanding your portfolio income needs, how much your investments must generate to cover your specific net lifestyle needs after taxes. For John and Sarah, this means moving from a vague 10,000 gross target to a precise understanding of their post-tax realistic monthly budget. Next, you must match your spending expectations to your actual financial resources. rather than stubbornly clinging to a desired lifestyle that your portfolio can't support. This means taking a hard look at your budget. Explore lifestyle adjustments that allow your savings to last longer without feeling deprived. Finally, work with professionals who can stress test your spending plan. This includes running scenarios against rising healthcare costs, persistent inflation, and your own longevity, ensuring your plan holds up over 20, 30, even 40 years, depending on the age you wish to retire. This comprehensive analysis ensures your plan is built for your specific situation. What ensures your retirement spending strategy provides long term security rather than short term comfort. Build flexibility into your spending that allows for reductions during market downturns or unexpected expenses without panicking or jeopardizing your core needs. Focus on essential versus discretionary spending to identify clear areas for potential cost savings and adaptable budgeting, allowing you to strategically cut perhaps 5 to 10,000 annually from flexible categories if needed. Proactively plan for healthcare cost increases and potential long-term care needs, understanding their significant impact on future budgets, which easily could be $2,000 to $3,000 monthly. And regularly review and adjust your spending based on portfolio performance, inflation, changing personal circumstances, and keeping your portfolio income needs aligned with reality. This includes continuous tax optimization of your withdrawals. Now that you understand the $10,000 monthly retirement spending trap and the massive financial requirements behind this lifestyle, you can create realistic spending strategies that provide long term security rather than a short term comfort followed by financial disaster. If you want help developing a sustainable retirement spending strategy that matches your actual financial resources and goals, fill out the questionnaire in the description and we'll send you a video analyzing your specific situation to show you the optimal way to plan your dream retirement. We'll see you in the next video.